Hi friends, welcome to Yoga Today with Sarah. I hope you're having a relaxing day, and if not, hopefully this practice will bring you into more of a space of peace and calm and feeling a little more balanced. And we're taking a full body vinyasa, all levels style practice today. So I hope you enjoy this quick practice. Grab your mat, let's get going. Excellent job stepping on your mat today. Let's sit cross-legged with either ankle on top and find a nice tall upright seat, drawing your shoulder blades onto the back, aligning your nose right over your navel and closing your eyes for a couple of moments to arrive in your body. In your practice today, softening as much as you can the inner thigh groins forward and down toward the floor. So there's not a lot of gripping or tension in your hips. And relax your forehead, your eyebrows, your jaw. Let the base of the seat settle downward, and it's from that settling downward through the base of the seat that we're able to rise up through the crown of the head. And that's a process called Padabandha, rooting to rise. Rooting down through the sitting bones to lift up more freely through the crown of the head. And let's set our intention for practice today, noting in your mind's eye what you want to cultivate through this effort, through this yoga practice today. And then on your next inhale, let's reach the arms overhead, and exhale, bring the hands through heart center. Squeeze your knees in, uncross, flex your feet, cross your other ankle on top, and inhale, reach up, open your arms out to a big open T, and then exhale, belly in, palms together, press. Inhale, big open circle, exhale, belly in, knees can hug in, maybe a little balance moment, and press. And inhale, sweep open, opening, arching the upper back. And exhale, we're gonna squeeze in, give a little press. Uncross, bring your feet on the floor, hip width distance. Take your fingers behind you, pointing your fingers toward your heels. So you fan your fingers wide, squeeze your shoulder blades on the back. Start to lift your chest, and if it's available, root through the hands and feet and lift up into reverse tabletop. And we're feeling that engagement of the gluteals on the inhale, looking up. And then exhale, we're gonna drop the sitting bones down and open your knees, keeping your feet pretty wide apart. Feet are flexed. Walk your hands toward your lower back, tented fingers. Lift up and lengthen the center of your knees away from your hips. As you inhale, lift your chest, and then exhale, scoop the knees in, wrap your arms around the front of your shins, grab your wrist, and drape your chin down toward your chest. Exhale down through the tail. And then take your hands in front of your shins, lift up your heart, lift your feet, flex your feet. Then cross either ankle on top, bringing your heels toward your butt. Then roll over your knees and make your way into downward facing dog. And we're gonna pedal out the feet, waking up the calf muscles, waking up the backs of the legs. And then lifting the lower back high, spreading your fingers wide. Now lift your belly and slide your right knee forward right between the thumbs, dropping your right sitting bone toward the heel. The back toes are tucked. Come up onto your fingertips. Lift your heart. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, plant the palms and slide that right heel straight up into three-legged dog. Reaching your right heel high. And then step your right foot through right between the hands. Touch your left knee down. Keep the back toes tucked. Take your hands onto your right thigh. Give the interlace of your hands some resistance. Lift your chest. Look up. And then reach your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, track your knuckles down. Find that space of the inhale into the belly. And then exhale, release your hands to frame that front foot. Send your hips back. Left hip is over the knee. Curl your right toes toward your face. Have your right fingertips about under your shoulder. Take your left hand around for your outer right foot and turn. Look at your right shoulder. Look toward the back of your mat. Peel that outer right foot toward your outer right hip as your right thigh bone plugs into the hip socket. And then slide forward, right knee is over the heel. Let the inner thighs scissor apart. Let the top of that left foot rest, lift your heart, look up, and then slide your right leg back, come into child's pose, hips to heels. Press the hips back, right toward your toes. And then come up to tented fingers and walk your hands to the left, stretching out through that right side. Peek at your left hip. Breathe under the right shoulder blade, down into your right lower back. And then walk your hands back to center and over to the right. Tented fingers, look at your right hip. Breathe through that left side. And then walk the tented fingers back to center. We're going to walk them to the left. Just doing an extra one. So we end on that left side. Squeezing that left side. And then walk the hands back to center. Plant your palms. On your inhale, glide to modified plank. On your exhale, tuck your toes and lift the hips up into downward dog. Now stretch your left heel high as you inhale. Exhale, slide that left knee through right between the thumbs. So you're really folding at that left knee, bringing your left heel toward your sitting bone so that the left toe is in alignment with the left knee. The back toes are tucked. Lift up your heart. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, plant your palms. Use your core to slide that left heel straight up into three-legged dog on the inhale. Reaching high. And then step your left foot through. Touch your right knee down. Take your hands and interlace the awkward finger on top of that left thigh. And lift your chest. Arching through the upper ribs. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands to frame that front foot. And we're going to drag that left sitting bone back. Left fingertips about under the shoulder. Push that right hand around for the outside edge of that left foot. And then peek at your left shoulder or back at your back edge of your mat. And traction the outer left foot toward the hip socket. And then as you inhale, glide forward. Hands frame that front foot. Take the top of your right foot flat. Let the inner thighs move apart. As you inhale, look up. And then exhale, slide that left leg back. Hips to heels. Pressing back into your child's pose. Breathing there. Exhaling out. And then we're going to walk the fingertips over to the right. Looking at your right hip. Slide that right hand around. Try to bind on the top of the left hip crease. And then release that right hand down. Walk the hands back and over to the left. And then reach that left hand around. Try to bind. Look at your left hip. Peel the left shoulder away. And then walk both hands back one more time to the right. Squeezing in that right side for a moment. Breathing in the left side seam. And then back to center. On the inhale, lift the belly, wave forward, shoulders over palms. You can look up and then tuck your toes. Come on back to downward dog. Exhaling out. Then bring your knees down, coming into tabletop position. Let's extend your right heel straight back, flexing through that right foot. And then slide your right foot wider than the right wrist. And then inch that left knee back in lizard lunge. Take the top of your left foot flat. Turn your right toes out. Hanging out in lizard lunge for a moment. Nice stretch for that inner thigh groin, psoas. Nice way to release if your back is feeling really tight. Coming down onto your palms, or maybe down to your elbows if that's available. You don't have to force. Breathing there. One more long exhale wherever you're at. And then we're gradually making our way back up onto hands, palms under elbows. Tuck your left toes, lift your left thigh, and then slide your right leg back into plank. Hug your elbows in, lower all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale into a cobra pose, back bend. Exhale, meet in downward dog. Long lower back. Inner thighs spiral up toward the sky. And we're going to wave into plank. Come into tabletop. Extend your left heel straight back. Inhale. Exhale, slide that left foot forward. Left knee is over the heel. Inch your right knee back. Take the top of your right foot flat. So you heel toe your left foot toward the outside edge of the mat. Turn your left toes out a little bit so you really plug that left thigh bone into the hip. And in lizard lunge, we pause, either staying up on the hands or making our way down to bring the elbows under the shoulders. Maybe the forehead will rest on the thumbs or not. Just be where you're at. If you need to stay up on your hands, go ahead. Just breathe there for a moment. Finding an inhale. Finding a long, slow exhale. And then tuck your right toes, lift that right thigh, lift your hips a little bit, and slide that left leg back. Come into plank. And exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, pressing up into cobra or upward dog. Exhale, one last downward dog. And then in this downward dog, take your feet mat width distance apart. Maybe even step your feet all the way onto the bare floor. And turn your toes in, your heels out, and walk your hands back in between your toes, and you come into your wide-legged forward fold. Hands can be on the ground or your outer ankles. Just take a moment there, letting the crown of head dangle. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it out. Start to then look forward and walk your hands back all the way into this wide-legged plank. Then touch your knees down. Bring your big toes to touch. Wide-legged child's pose. And we're going to rest there in your wide-legged child's pose. Letting go of all your stress and tension. Let it roll off your back. Anything bothering you, anything you might be ruminating over in your mind, let your mind be at ease as much as you can, as your body feels at ease. And then walk your hands slowly toward your knees. Drop your tail. We're going to scooch over to the right. Swing the legs around. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Reach up, look up. Exhale, reach for your toes or your ankles or your feet and take that Paschimottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Breathing there. Big full inhale. Exhale into the fold a little more, spreading your chest toward your toes. And tuning inward. Remembering your intention for today. And then slowly drawing the belly in. And we'll make our way down onto your back. However you get there, come on to your back. When you arrive on your back, give yourself a gentle hug. Open your arms out to a T, palms facing up. Let the knees fall to the right, all the way to the right for a gentle twist. Left shoulder tugging underneath the back gently. Turn your gaze to the left if your neck feels okay. Inhale into your belly. Exhale, belly hugs in toward the spine. As you elongate that exhale, paying attention to a slight pause at the end of the exhale. And then allowing the inhale to flow in naturally, right up through the crown of the head. And we'll gaze toward the knees, draw the knees back in. You can recenter the tailbone in alignment with the crown of the head. And then knees in, and let the knees go over to the left. Knees, ankles, feet rest all the way over. Right shoulder peels underneath. Gaze to the right. Find the end of your exhale. Right out through the tail. Noticing that, a slight pause at the end of the exhale. And then looking toward the knees, bring the knees back in. And we're going to gather the knees in and come into full happy baby, reaching the elbows on the insides of the knees. Hands are reaching toward the ankles, shins, or the outside blades of your feet, with the soles of feet facing the sky. And gently rock side to side. Massage your back into the floor. Evening out the hips and pelvis. Maybe able to extend the heels a little more toward a V. And then release, feet to the floor, mat width distance apart. Rest your hands anywhere on your torso for a couple of moments as we find constructive rest pose, and we'll take that for the final meditation. Unless you want to extend your legs out straight, you could do that as well. Let the lower back feel supported and the whole spine supported, and you are supported by the floor as you relax. And the more you're able to relax, the more you allow the systems of the body to rebalance and reharmonize. Just being present in your breath and your body and finding a gratitude practice for anything at all you have to be grateful for today. Inviting your gratitude practice. Thanking yourself for showing up. We're going to start to windshield wiper the knees, massaging out your back and hips. May you be happy, may you be healthy. May you feel a sense of contentment today. And go ahead and roll to your left-hand side, pausing briefly, and then slowly roll yourself up with your intention in mind. Finding your way up again to a tall upright seat. Let's inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. And I'm wishing you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste. Thank you. Great job showing up today. Subscribe, like, super thanks button. All those things are awesome, and you are awesome. Your presence in this community is awesome, and I look forward to having you in practice again. So I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.